You are here because you want a high score. Well, you are at the right place. This is the only video you're gonna need to ace the exam and get that dream admit. Hello and welcome back to the channel, guys. If you're new here, hi, my name is Arif and we're gonna be talking about how you can score more than 320 in GRE with just 1 month of preparation. For this video specifically, I messaged more than 10 people who had scores above 320, 325, even up till 334 and combined all their best knowledge and materials so you watching this can also do the same. I will share the exact materials that they used, so stick to the very end and also hit that like button for the algorithm. So without wasting any more time, let's start the video. So to get a score of more than 320 in less than a month, you need 3 things: the right mindset, the right material, and the right discipline. So let's start with the mindset first. The only thing that you need to get yourself in the right mindset is booking the exam. I can't emphasize on how important this is. We always start our preparation, but if we haven't booked the exam, we don't feel the urgency to study. We don't have a deadline, we don't have an exam date, and that's where a lot of students lose their motivation. So the first thing that you want to do if you want to give the GRE exam is set a date. It could be 1 month from now or even 2 months depending on how you want to prepare. Now let's move on to the second thing, the materials you require. Everyone I talked used different materials, but almost all of them had 1 or 2 things in common. Those were the Magoosh GRE package, the Manhattan Prep GRE set of the 8 strategy guides, and apart from these 2 main materials, a lot of people also emphasized on the Manhattan 5-pound book, the Membeen GRE level 1 to 6, and Barron's 800 word list. The 5-pound book is actually non-negotiable because that alone will give you a lot of practice for the actual exam. So let's start with the prep. Pick up any section you want, either quant or verbal, and choose your preferred material. Let's say you started with quant and you picked up probability or statistics. Give it a good 4 or 5 hours and then at the end of the day start solving some questions, either from the Magoosh GRE package or from the 5-pound book. The main thing to note here is no matter what section or what category you choose, you have to practice starting from day 1. You have to know where your knowledge base is and what is the level that you want to reach. So continue this for a couple of days and maintain a good balance between verbal and quant. You don't want to be studying quant or either verbal for a continuous period of 5 to 6 days. You need to follow something called a spaced repetition. When you switch back and forth from different materials, your brain gets accustomed to pulling back information and remembering the old topics that you had learned. Now, one critical tip here, GRE's verbal section isn't so easy. That's why even on days when you're learning quant, you need to carve out at least 20 to 30 minutes to learn some words, their meanings, and example sentences. By the time you are at the end of your month's preparation, you would have memorized 800 to 1000 words, which will definitely help you boost that verbal score. The material that I recommend here is called the Membeen GRE word list, level 1 to 6. You can directly find it by searching it on Google. But if you're not able to find it, it's okay. I have mentioned the link for the Barron's word list in the description below. Now, after the first 10 days of preparation, by switching between verbal and quant, you need to start practicing properly as if you were giving the actual GRE exam. So in the actual exam, verbal has 2 sections, 20 questions in 30 minutes into 2. And for quant, you have 20 questions in 35 minutes into 2. So practice in the same manner. Pick up 20 questions from the verbal section, either from the GRE Magoosh package or the 5-pound book, and simulate the actual GRE experience. And then repeat the same thing with the quant section. From day 11 onwards, repeat this process of actually simulating the GRE exam by practicing questions every single day. So with this preparation style, what you're doing is every 10 days, you're just including some variation and slightly increasing your workload. So for these 10 days, even when you were simulating the actual GRE exam, they were not actual mocks. So from day 20 onwards, you need to start giving the actual mock exams available out there. Set a preferred time according to your body clock and make sure that you are giving the mocks on that exact same time every single day. And your actual GRE exam should also be around the same time. You need to make sure that your mind gets in the habit of solving questions around that time every single day starting from day 20. These last 10 days would set that habit, and let's say you are giving the mock exams at 8 AM every single day. So when you wake up on the actual GRE exam and the exam is also at 8 AM, your body and your mind automatically knows to go into the action mode and solve those questions. If you have purchased the Magoosh GRE package, then you will get 3 mock tests. But if you haven't, I would highly recommend to at least get just the mock exams. But if you don't want that, then try Kaplan, Manhattan, or the ones by Princeton. All these are good recommended GRE mock exams. And also when you actually register for the GRE exam, you too get 2 mock exams by ETH itself. Save those for the last. Like I said, starting day 20, give 1 mock every single day and analyze your performance. And in these last 10 days, apart from giving mocks, solving questions, and also learning more about different sections, you need to practice the AWA part every other day. The Manhattan 5-point book again here is a very good resource that will take you through different sample essays and help you in writing both for and against the argument that you're presented with. For this AWS section, if you're actually practicing on your laptop, please remember to turn off the grammar check and also the spell check. In the actual exam, you won't have these two facilities. But if you're practicing on a pen and paper, you're good. And again, repeating my earlier point, even on these last 10 days, you are still carving out 20 to 30 minutes every single day and learning 20 to 30 words with their meaning and sample sentences. For a lot of students, they are really good at quant, but their verbal score lags, and that is where their GRE score is low. By practicing and learning words every single day, you have one more avenue to increase that verbal score and get a score of more than 320 or 325. Also, after giving a lot of mocks and analyzing your performance during the last few days, you will know what are your weaker areas. And this is where you need to work after giving the mock exams. And finally, during the last 4-5 days, you need to start revising the notes that you had made from day 1, along with revising the words that you had learned from day 1. Revising and forcing your brain to remember the things it had learned just a couple of days ago is the best way to keep that knowledge intact and get you that high score. And finally, just 3 days before your actual GRE exam, give your first official mock by ETS. This is the one that will be the closest to the actual GRE exam. After giving the mock, at the exact same time that you have your GRE exam planned, analyze the performance on that day. If you find some weaker areas, revise the notes from that area and then try to solve more questions from the 5-pound book on that evening. And finally, just 2 days before the actual GRE exam, give the last official mock by ETS and analyze your performance again. But the most important thing to realize here is, even if you find out that there are a few weaker areas that you need to work upon, you need to stay calm. Your GRE exam is just 2 days into the future. You cannot really change a lot about your preparation in 2 days, but what you can do is remain calm. Being calm and not giving into the pressure is actually one of the most important things to get a high score, and not just in GRE but also in other exams such as GMAT. On the exam day, during the breaks that you get in between the sections, you need to clear your mind. No matter how the previous section went, you need to go with a clear mind into the next one. You still have multiple avenues to increase that score even if you screwed up in a particular section. Losing your calm and again panicking at this point is what will give you a low GRE score. Well, that's it for this video. And as I mentioned, all the materials that I talked about are linked in the description below. If you found this video helpful, do share it with your friends and family members who are preparing for the GRE exam. Do hit the like button for the algorithm and also consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more such videos about studying abroad. As always, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.